as it relates to this day, the day as we refer to it again as the Sabbath day. At the same time, we will be doing a connection live stream to the YouTube as well at the very same time, and as we continue this flow. So again, a very blessed Sabbath day to each and every one. Such a day of tranquility and a day of rest and a day of calm. And it's also a day of debate to many people. Many people ask the importance of it and if it is necessary at this time. And one of the reasons why an individual would ask if it is necessary at this time is basically obviously because when you observe in the Bible, for sure speaks strongly as it relates to the Sabbath day. In fact, from the beginning, from the time that the Bible gets started, it speaks of the Lord and 6 days of creation, and on the seventh day, the Lord rests. So even from that time, you already get a wind of the Sabbath. You already get an energy of the vibes. You already get an energy of the day. And then from there on, the Sabbath has always been a staple in the children of Israel, and even from even before the children of Israel, the Sabbath has always been the standard. That is why, again, as you could see, even from the creation, the Sabbath was kept. Even from the beginning, from the 6 days going into the seventh day, said the Lord rested from his work and was refreshed. So then you see it being uh, institutionalized again during the time of Moses, and of course the commandments. And one of the things that we highlight when we read the commandments is that within the structure of the commandments, it speaks of like Exodus chapter 20 and Exodus 31. And as Bobo Shanti, we refer to these, that's Exodus 20 and 31, as the golden Sabbath lessons, golden sabbatical lessons. So as we give thanks for those golden sabbatical lessons, and this is something we read every single Sabbath. Many things, the sabbatical lessons and the chanting of Psalms 24, these are staples for the morning Sabbath service as Bobo Shanti. So Exodus 20 brings in the commandments, the thou shalt nots. Thou shalt not have no other God beside me, or gods beside me. Thou shalt not steal. The whole thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not lie. There's a lot of thou shalt nots when it comes to the commandments, even when it comes to having other gods beside God. Thou shalt not. You are not supposed to. But yet still, of all these commandments, there is a specific one which doesn't produce the thou shalt nots. This commandment specifically is remember. And this commandment says to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. Now, if you check that whole makeup alone, that whole makeup now is important because everything is like a don't. You should not. Remember, people would tell you, that Ten Commandments are like derivatives of the laws of Ma'at. And because when you go through the laws of Ma'at, you see similar things about the stealing, about the lying, about the covetousness. But the author of the law is not saying to somebody else that they should not and they're not supposed to or don't do that. They're actually saying that they have never done that. So in the laws of Ma'at, for those who may not know, you come across, I have not stolen, I have not lied, I have not cheated, I have not swindled anyone, I have not praised false God, and it goes on and going on. Similar things to the commandments. But in the Ten Commandments, as we know them, it's not that I have not. It's more a case of you should not. Don't do that. Now, again, ones would take that and show you, well, you see, this is where the Ten Commandments came from. It was derived from the 42 negative confessions, but yet still there were more than 42. Even those 42 were derived from something else. But you have to keep this in mind, that when you got the laws of Ma'at, that's exactly what it is. As a people, we did not lie. We did not steal. In fact, lying and stealing was something introduced to us. When we saw people taking up things that were not theirs and carrying it away, we said, what was that? What sort of culture is that? What are they doing? Oh, they're stealing. What? And it's not theirs? We never stole. When we see a person, a culture come and be telling you, yeah, man, we come in love, we come in peace. And then when you look, they're trying to trick you and try to. So why did they tell us A and it's B? Well, what's that all about? Oh, they lied to you. They lied? What kind of culture is that? We have never lied. We never lied. We never steal. We never, all of these things that you are, we never. That's what the Ma'at laws are saying. That we never. In fact, we didn't even know about them. We had to ask, what's that all about? Even down to murdering, we understood the cycle of life. Because when it says, thou shalt not kill, commandment wise, it's really thou shalt not murder. Because the commandment give us, is enough killing does take place. God is the number one killer. God does send people to kill people. Even the little shit in the morning and in the afternoon and the ox and all these things that the Bible says that sacrifice them, that's killing. You have to kill. You know what I mean? And when Moses came down off of the mountain and they were worshiping the calf, he just get the commandments. There's a couple thousand of them he had killed. Same thou shalt not kill. So the thou shalt not kill is put in a specific bracket. And that's why in interpretation, many ones would, consider it as, you should not murder. Right. So murder, kill, same vibration there, but is understanding. So that is why we were saying to ourselves, what is it that's going on here? What are they doing? Well, they're murderers. That's why we had to get defensive and get on the strong defense. You know what I mean? And defend our country and our continent and our people. So you see, and that's reality, This is why, let me show you how I'm positive of this. This is why people would tell you the Africans had a lot of love when they were invaded. Is love, Even when Columbus and these fellas went to the Western world and they buck up on the indigenous people, everybody greet these people with love. Nobody come fighting them, Love and fruits and pineapple and mango and banana. Love. And it's they that come and with spears and rifles and anything that they have. Hatred. Even up to today, what's going on in a lot of parts of the world. The same people that they're bombing and mashing up. These people greet them with love, When they come. Yeah. Anywhere they go. But they're the ones that come with that mentality. So when we observe it, we had to say, no, but we don't do that. We didn't even know people do that. Rape. It may not be in the commandment, but thou shalt not rape. You think we knew anything about rape? You think we knew what rape was? We didn't even know people can do them kind of things there. So we had to say, hey, we never raped. But then now, follow me, good family. Give thanks for your presence in this holy Sabbath day. But then now, somewhere down the line, something happened. And we got caught up in the ways of the liar, the stealer or the thief, the killer, the deceiver. Just reality. A culture that's not ours. Just reality. So now the lawgiver have to come and be saying, hear what the lawgiver said. Thou shalt not. We were the same people that used to say, we have never, But over a period of time, we actually get caught up in the deceiver's way of life. Like right now. Like now. That's why it's a staple every Sabbath. The golden sabbatical lessons. It's a staple every Sabbath because we are the people that need thou shalt not. Because we are stealing. You see, a lot of us, we not only conscious now, but we super holy. So we bonfire on the Ten Commandments because of we have the laws of Ma'at, as I just explained. And in the laws of Ma'at, we used to say, we never lied. Yeah, that's what you used to say. That was then. We wanted them, you never lie. No. Talk with. Hold on. By show of hands, who never lie? Anybody that put up your hand. That's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? So we have reached to the stage. Come on, don't be ashamed. We have fallen off of the mountaintop. We are not in a position to tell nobody, even as individuals. Maybe as an individual, you could say you never kill. But as a people, who we kill our own selves. Maybe as an individual, I don't know. But as an individual, most everybody don't tell a lie. Most everyone don't tell some sort of untruth. You understand? And even just like how kill is more like murder, lie in that sense is more like being dishonest. Because a person can lie, the definition of a lie, and not being dishonest. Remember, we had a program we did, Can Haile Selassie Lie? I wonder how much of you seen that. It's right on the YouTube. You can just go through and visit and Can Haile Selassie Tell a Lie? And as always, sometimes when you draw these titles, people feel that you're disrespecting or trying to look views, all kind of foolishness. But I don't know what they think I am on. But it's a question. Empress Taitu accused the king of lying already. We went through it in the video. And it may sound strange to you, but she was correct. And she honored the king for not revealing the truth, in a sense. Because she asked him something and he said, you don't know nothing about it, and he knew about it. And then she told him, well, I know the truth. I know about the conspiracy to take out Menelik. And I know they did ask you to join. I know you know about it. And I respect you for not selling anyone out. I paraphrasing, but that's what it is. The king said he just bow and humble himself. when the emperor was, and I don't know if it's Addis Ababa they were heading to, but the battle was on. No, they didn't reach Addis Ababa yet. After exile and the emperor came in to Ethiopia, uh, this is in his autobiography, right? The emperor said that he designed pamphlets that was supposed to be, they were going to spread it in the town ahead, saying that they're coming through the town and the people they must get ready to welcome them. But the king himself said, but that was propaganda. He said that that was set so they can offset the enemy. And they went around the town. Those of you who read the king words know exactly the story. I can't remember the town or anything, but I know what I'm talking about. And they went around. That is just to set the enemy off. Technically, in the definition of a lie, that's not the truth. They say they're coming here, but they're not coming there. I always say, if me and you together there, and somebody come to kill you, and I say, hey, hide in the basement, and I go and I hide you in the basement, and the killer come in and say, hey, where is he? Is he in this house? No, that's a lie. Because you're in the house, you're in the basement. You sure? Don't lie to me now. No, he's not in the house. You sure he's not in the cellar? No, he's not in the cellar. You sure he's not in the closet? No, he's not in the closet. You sure he's not in the oven? Huh? Okay. No, he's not in the oven. You sure he's not in the basement? My second grade teacher said never told a lie. No, he's not in the basement. I hope you're not lying to me now. Lying to you, brother. He's about a half a mile away. He took my horse, but you gotta hurry up and see if you get him. Quick, bring him back. He owes me $50. Yeah, all them lies. And you save the man life, your brethren life. I'm not encouraging nobody to speak something that is not true. You hear me good? Because most things that are not true are definitely, because the word we're dealing with here is honesty and dishonesty. You check it? Usually when something is not the truth, it's usually dishonesty. Usually. You know what I mean? The examples I just gave you a moment ago was in the middle of a war, life and death. I prefer tell somebody something that's not true to save your life. You crazy? Why are you going to tell him, well, I can't lie? That's the same thing with the Harriet Tubman story. With Harriet Tubman, her father. You check it, no disrespect to the ancestor, brother, but you see, slavery is a real serious thing. So he tell his slave master, he not going to ever tell a lie. So because of that, how about the story go? They had to blindfold him so he could carry. Give me just a quick rundown.
When he told Harriet that when Master Thompson asked if he sees anything,
yes,
she'll say no with a clear conscience.
Okay, right, exactly. So when Harriet Tubman was coming back, like to get more people and to check on them, she went back and forward. He would blindfold himself or let his wife blindfold him, just so that when Master, what my name, Master what?
Thompson.
Master Thompson says, what his name is? Ben. When Master Thompson said, Ben, did you see anyone come through here? Did Harriet come through here last night? Master, I would not tell a lie. I didn't see nothing. Which is the truth. He didn't see nothing because he blindfolded himself. But Rasta, even if you see it with his eyes, them is life and death situations there, But I'm just trying to show you what the fear of slavery can do to the heart. And we as people now, you see, we grow up like that, You have to be good Christians. Them same mentality is what dwindles down into how we operate. People turning their own children and carry them to police and all them kind of things because of that mentality, I don't want to do it, boy, but I know I'm doing the right thing, and doing the right thing to carry your son to the police for what we do. But what I'm saying here, right? Yeah, is that It's just understanding. But we as a people, for sure, we are killers now. We live on lie. Thou shalt not lie is not just, did you take up the cookie? No, mommy. No, lying is more than that. We live a lie. You understand? We not only live a lie, we 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 uh, we practice the lie, we promote the lie. Everything is a lie. Not honesty and dishonesty, no. Lie, which is a dishonest living. So I'm just saying, of all the commandments now, is the commandments I'm really on. Give thanks, we directly in tune to Radio Anu at the same time, and we are on the YouTube for the moment as well. So the commandments themselves, again, of all of these, thou shalt not, which we really used to say we have never. You understand? You see, it's negative confessions. Everything here is negative, negative. Oh, we never. So we're trying to show, hey, we never. You know what I mean? They used to have that old phrase, I never. You know, well, we never. And now when we are in this miry clay, we have to be taught, hey, you should not. But it's not so with the Sabbath. We have always kept the Sabbath. And when on this side, the teacher has to tell us, remember. Not remember not to lie, you know. Remember the Sabbath day. Now, remember, you know, just like the term, like your member is your body. And when you are remembered, you're put back together again. So remember, you're put back together again. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days thou shalt labor, and the 7th day you should rest. Again, I'm quoting basically from a biblical perspective. So anything that has to do with the Sabbath day, it is very easy to look upon it from the biblical aspect. So as the Bible has some mathematics with it, ones will start to stack the maths, meaning that for one reason or the other, in the New Testament, there is a strong impression given, especially by the interpretation thereof, that the Sabbath day is something to be done away with. There are scriptures that would imply this. But then again, in the same New Testament, there are scriptures that imply otherwise. And for sure, the Christ told his disciples, if you love me, you got to keep my commandments. This thing about throwing away commandments, this thing about forgetting the law, is quite interesting. Although we want to break the commandments like how Moses break them when he come down, we still arrest people for stealing. We still want to punish our children for lying and killing and adultery. It's not even good to covet your neighbor's house. It's still not right to covet your neighbor's wife and whatever else your neighbor has. So the things of the commandments are still considered principles, except one of the commandments, which is the Sabbath. This is a real raw deal we get in here. So the Sabbath is always seen in a I would say in a slightly different light. There again, it's something to remember. So there's emphasis that is put on the Sabbath, you know, something to remember, because it's easy to be forgotten. Not like the rest of them, thou shalt not remember this. It's important. It was there from jump stream. 6 days he labored, and on the 7th day he rest. Whether you look at it literal, symbolic, or 6,000 years and the 7,000 years, I mean, we can beat down metaphysics as much as we want. But we get the idea that there's this period of rest. Some people consider that we are living in that period of rest now, the 7,000 years from creation. That's a philosophy. That's not my philosophy. And this is the period of the Sabbath. No disrespect, but them is people that no one keep the Sabbath. So there's this excuse about, Then they have a next set of, especially Rastafari. This is the big excuse. Tuesday is the Sabbath. You ever hear Rasta tell you that Tuesday is the Sabbath? You go and check any one of them Rasta that does be talking about Tuesday is the Sabbath. Check them on a Tuesday and see if you find them home. See if you find them keeping any Sabbath. Them is excuse. If we want to get scientific, which I really didn't even plan to go too far, give thanks to the ancestor Dr. Leila Africa, as he highlighted in his book, African Holistic Health. If I'm not mistaken, I'm a bit slightly rusty there, but I think it's the 76th page. When he speaks of the Sabbath day, well, he doesn't speak of the Sabbath day, he was speaking of Saturday. But Dr. Leila Africa, one of our esteemed teacher, one of our esteemed fathers, he himself within his book, I'm speaking of the African Holistic Health, he speak of the days, the balance of the days, and interesting, the days that he highlight as physical days and spiritual days are the same days that King Emmanuel Charles Edwards taught us to keep as physical days and spiritual days. So, for example, he speaks about the balance of the right brain and the left brain, the yin. This is Dr. Leila Africa in his book, African Holistic Health. So Dr. Leila Africa again, he speaks of the balance of the right brain and the left brain on specific days. Because remember, this is our esteemed elder, We live in a world where we trust people with their credentials. That is why, for example, in this time of the vaccine and so, and of course, I know we're also on YouTube. YouTube does have a certain radar out for me, it seems like, when I talk about these things. I'm going to keep it low. But people push that on you. Why are people just jumping and doing these things? Because the experts say that. Oh, they're experts. They went to Harvard. They graduated from Oxford. He's a doctor. Can't you see the stethoscope around his neck? So because of all these things, we're supposed to trust them. All right. Okay, good. Fair enough. Right. I tell you, that's how we stay. Remember the comment I responded to, Y'all read the comments. There was a sister that was saying, my credentials, and I do in homeschool and this and that, and which university I graduated from. When I explained, I guess they missed other programs we did, but when I explained, well, where I got my certification from, she said, "Oh, pardon me. At least now I know." I mean, so we're people, we depend on papers and not the credential of the person. The ability of the person. We have to see, well, the credentials you have. All right, fair enough. Well, I'm saying Dr. Leila Africa is one of our esteemed researchers, and he has the credentials. And in his study, he has come to the conclusion that on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, there is a balance wherein these are internal days, spiritual days. He also gives the days different colors. I can't remember the setup of the colors that he gave. And then he has the Sunday, the Tuesday, and the Thursday. And these days are external days. These days are physical days. All right. So you have the physical days, and in the Bobo Shanti order, Wednesday, Monday, and Friday are fasting days. These are how the king teaches. Monday and Wednesday, you usually wear your whites just like the Sabbath in the morning. It's fasting days, and Friday is black over white fasting days. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, work days, physical days. Not that man don't work on them other days too, but more emphasis on these days. And imagine Dr. Leila Africa literally brought that out in his book, The African Holistic Health. I think it's the 76th page. It's 70 something, 74 or 76. And that's the old version. He has an updated version. It's in the updated version too. But hear me now. He says that the day called Saturday is so balanced that the brain now is neither yin nor yang, but it is center brain. And on that day, the portals are open. So you could just imagine from the crown chakra and the opening when the portals are open and the energy of light that you could feed in. This is not me. This is coming from a person that's not even a Sabbath keeper. He's not an Adventist. I know he ain't no Christian. I'm talking about Dr. Leila Africa. For sure, African to the bone. He ain't into none of them things there. But his science expresses, what it is that I'm showing to you. We also did a video with the animals. There are certain animals that continually keep their Sabbath, from birds, honeybees, the beavers. Some of you have seen the videos. If you go on the YouTube channel, those of you on YouTube, on the channel itself, and you could check for the video, the animals that keep Sabbath, something of the sort. If you type that in, animals, Sabbath, animals, something with my name to it, the video will come up. And it speaks of the beavers. The beavers themselves specifically, that would build the dams, rest off on the Sabbath. On the Sabbath, they cool out, They have certain birds that behave specific ways on the Sabbath. Migrating birds, when Sabbath come, they stop flying. Check the video out. This is clinical research, scientific research, I should say. And then at the same time, there's this story about this ox in Russia. Same thing. Not only this ox keeping Sabbath, this ox on the Friday doing Sabbath preparation. So these things are seen mystically in nature, because you have to remember the sun itself, just like the sun has a 28 year solar return cycle, which is on right now in relation to the feast of the Passover and again blessed celebration and such. At the same time, when you observe the sun also has its 28-day cycle to days. Yeah, the sun. And every 7 day, specifically certain solar energy are emitted from the sun. So, you can balance it. The seventh day concept is a holy concept. It's not because Saturn was named or Saturday was named from Saturn. No. Come on. No. Listen. You can't tell me that's why the Sabbath don't work, because Saturday was named from Saturn. That ain't good enough. Which Saturn? The one in the sky? Saturn was named from a next Saturn too. The planet don't name no Saturn. You check it. So what you are really saying is some make-up god named Saturn, and they named the planet Saturn, and maybe Saturday really named from Saturn. Yeah, but that's just history, and you can track that back. That has nothing to do with the energy and the power that was created by the Most High, that relates to the sunrise, sunset, full moon, half moon, new moon, planets in this constellation, that's constellation. That ain't got nothing to do with what they name and what people call them and what people think they mean. Reality. So every 7 day, there's a specific energy that hits the earth. Nobody can change that. So it is showing you that the 7 day dynamics definitely beyond religion. But um, to keep it on a scriptural level, I want to read something in the book of Isaiah. And in Isaiah, it says here, and after I'm done here on Radio Anu, we were doing a wonderful interview with the Honorable Empress Lily Mae Duncanson. An interview that we did a few months ago, going into the resurrection, the previous resurrection, but we were revisiting that on Radio Anu. So I already put the link for Radio Anu in the description. It's also in the chat. That's the link for Radio Anu. So you could press that link. I mean, when I'm done, if you go to Radio Anu now, you're gonna hear me. Same thing you're listening to. And those on Radio Anu, you just stay put. Because when we're sealed with this, we're going to continue with the interview with the Honorable Empress Lily Mae Duncanson. So those of you who never caught that interview, you're going to want to hear the rest of it. So as soon as we're done here, just press the link and go straight to Radio Anu and listen to the rest of that interview. But here we are now. So it says here, in Isaiah, I'm reading Isaiah chapter 66, verse 21. And I will also take of them, yeah, for priests and for Levites, saith the Lord. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Lord, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another new moon, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. And then let me read the last verse. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. So obviously, that sounds like what most people will refer to as the hereafter, something after here. And so you're getting the impression of the Zion vibes then, like the old world has passed away. That's what he says, new heavens and the new earth. First of all, the whole hereafter and the sweet by and by and the heaven thing and all of that. We have to consider and remember that this is the earth is the Lord's. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That's one of the Psalms. That's the Psalm chant for the Sabbath morning. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. Um, there's also a statement where it says, I was there before the worlds were formed. You ever come across that? The worlds. So it's a mystic thing. Someone would say, hey, listen, that brother there, he's in his own world. People go into their own world. But the earth is the earth, but the world is a bit different. Because when this world gets destroyed, a new world that's going to be beginning. It's worlds within worlds. But we have the planet Earth, but we have the worlds within worlds. Okay, good. So within the worlds now, this old world will come to an end. All of them mortgage and all of them things and insurance world and all of that. Trust me, a lot of things gonna crash that people don't expect to crash. A whole world gonna tumble down. And a new world. A world that is more conducive to nature. You ain't gotta be religious to believe this. You ain't gotta believe in no God or none of them things to know that this setup here of a system that we have, as much as they love your Instagram, this setup that we have as a system will crash like a plane dropping out of the sky. Trust me. And don't bawl and cry when you see it crashing. Oh my, please, don't even try to hold it up. Because a new world will be beginning at the same time. The new world done set up, man. That's why there are those of us who buy our ticket and not even buy. Salvation is free. Who done secure, I should say, our ticket and catching the train towards the new Zion train, the new world. So in this Isaiah that I'm reading here, old world, new heaven, new earth. And he's saying now, in this day, it shall come to pass that from one new moon to a next new moon, so the moon's still flexing. So the science of nature still in order. And the moon, the new moon specifically, represents the month, Moon is month, MOON, moon, MONTH, 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 yeah. Just like number one, ST's first, fifth, 5, 5, and the TH, fifth, moon, TH. So the moon, the month, begins when the new moon is there, technically. So when you had the eclipse the other day, that's really the beginning of a month in that natural science there, because it's the new moon that have to cause a solar eclipse. Good. And a full moon, a lunar eclipse. Good. So we can see from this Isaiah 66 chapter that the whole science of the moon is being acknowledged. All right. Then now you observe again that it is saying here, and from one Sabbath to another Sabbath, all flesh shall come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So the impression that you're getting here in Isaiah is that the Sabbath is a continual principle to the point that it is seen at the end of times, if you want to call it that way. Now, a person may argue that, oh, well, this is Old Testament. No, it's not a matter of Old Testament. It's not, the Old Testament is not wrong and the New Testament, right? You check it. They're supposed to work together. The Old Testament scripture is telling you that after the New Testament, there will be a day when every Sabbath all flesh shall come. Whether the New Testament says so or not, because, we can argue all day long, that the character called Saint Paul in the scripture, in the Bible, if you were to just, let's say you just pull him out of the whole Bible, a lot of things would sound different. A lot of principles people lean on, they wouldn't even find in the Bible anymore. Interesting, Saint Paul has the most books in the Bible. The most, 13 or something. More than even Moses, Saint Paul. Yeah, but again, for those who are interested, we did a whole video on the Saint Paul theory, right, on the YouTube channel, so you could check it out. Because you see, even as coming into Bobo Shanti, before such, the Sabbath, that was one thing I always checked for. I always believed that the Sabbath was an important principle. And the only Rasta that keeping the Sabbath is the Bobo Shanti, King Emmanuel order. Because the Bible says that the Sabbath is supposed to be a perpetual covenant. And I remember in them days we used to, when we look up the word perpetual, because, even in the Bible it says, and this shall, forever then. Something shall go on forever. But forever was different than perpetual. Perpetual means it can't change, no matter what. So when we saw that the Sabbath was this perpetual covenant, we said, nah, man. And we know Rastafari is the truth. So which Rastafari keeping the Sabbath? And we see that it's King Emmanuel order keeping the Sabbath. Well, I must say, from that time in my growth, I come to realize that it's not Bobo Shanti alone as Rastafari that keep the Sabbath. So all due respect to all Sabbath keeper. But by that time we don't still see, me and all the other principles well in order, even the Rainbow Covenant and everything else still. But the point is that the Sabbath family is outside of the realms of just belief. The Sabbath is outside of the realms of what you call it, religion. The Sabbath is outside of the realms of even the Ten Commandments. The Sabbath is outside of the realms of Bible. The Sabbath is an institute within itself. You know, the Sabbath is an institution. The Sabbath day by itself is like a whole university. But give thanks, because he say, man was not made for the Sabbath, but the Sabbath was made for man. Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari, do give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Give thanks for each and every one, even at this moment here with us, even in the chat. As I said, we definitely bless everyone, coming to the bless up right now. But as I said, we have a wonderful reasoning taking place right now that I will hand you over to with the Honorable Empress Lily Mae Duncanson from Ethiopia. Bobo Shanti Empress, that's Lily Mae Duncanson from Ethiopia. Let me just re-put the chat once again. This is the link specifically that will take you straight to Radio Anu. There it is. That's the link for those in the chat, or you can go into the description of the video. You see the link that will carry you straight to Radio Anu. You can link it right now. We're going to turn over to Radio Anu right now. We're going straight to continue that wonderful interview with Sister Lily Mae Duncanson. All of those who are listening on Radio Anu, well, obviously you don't have to go anywhere. We're going to continue that interview right now. All my family here on YouTube, the interview is already in progress. So as we sign out here, you could just step over and continue. It's a wonderful interview. I mean, you're going to love it, especially those of you keeping the Sabbath rest. It is something sabbatical that you could definitely listen to. So I'm just blessing up everyone, Sister Michelle, Empress Judah, Brother Brian Richards. Give thanks for DG and Ja Tours. Yeah, you were the first in the house. Give thanks for the Royal Luna. Give thanks for TYG, GZ. Give thanks for Chauvel Monk. I see the yin yang there. Give thanks for Javon. Deborah Walters, Blessed Love Empress. Give thanks for Evans Jocelyn. Give thanks for Sergio Myers, yes, in the house as well. Give thanks for Archie Parana. Give thanks for the sabbatical meditation. And who's this? Gnostic Frog. You're not easy. Yes, give thanks. John F. Kennedy in the house. Miami live and direct. All right. Yeshua Hamaishak. I think that's the right pronunciation. The Messiah. Give thanks for Soriel M. Luke and GSM Tillers. All right. And Crystal A. Yes, blessed love to all. And full house of people here. Give thanks for Sister Tiffany. Jamaica 161 in the house as well. Blessed love to you. And all ones that have sat in with us and kept the meditation, as I said, I'm encouraging you to just turn over to Radio Anu and let us continue to listen to the interview with the Honorable Sabbatical Vibes. Sister Lily Mae Duncanson. This is an empress that walk and sit with the Honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards and have some good vibes to share with you as well. I would also encourage ones who are interested on that level to check the reasonment, the study reasonment every Sunday on the African Liberation Network with the Honorable Prophet Jah Daniel as well. African Liberation Network on YouTube with the Honorable Prophet Jah Daniel, if you are really interested in that sort of reasonment, which is every Sunday as well. In fact, I think after the reasonment with Honorable Empress Lily Mae Duncanson, I think I would even rebroadcast another Empress reasoning, which the good brother Jah Daniel did host. So, family, give thanks again for your presence. Give thanks to the Sabbath day. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. And I will meet you in Radio Anulan right now. Remember, the link is in the description and in the chat. Just press it and it carries you straight to it. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari, blessed